Welcome to day 26 of our 30 days free sewing class. Today is day 26. We have come a very long way. In today's class, I will be teaching you how to sew a straight gown. This straight gown is simple. If you like, you can add sleeve. You can style the neck anyhow. If you like, you can do it sleeveless so that you can wear a shirt underneath, or you can wear a jacket on it depending on what you want, but I'll just give you the basic way to cut and sew it. All right, the first thing you need to do is to pick your fabric. Whatever fabric you intend to use. So this is the fabric I'll be using. You can use a stretchy fabric if you want, and you can use a solid one. That is the one that is not stretchy. This one is stretchy slightly at one end. So like I've always explained to you, once it is stretchy, the stretchy part will go around your body. So I'll just fold this fabric, and as I always explain, since we are sewing a gown, you have to fold in a way that the biggest part of your body is what you will use to fold. Now I have my bust, my waist, and my hip. Definitely the hip is bigger, so my hip is around 42, so I'll divide it by 4, which is 10.5. So the way I will fold the fabric, it must accommodate 10.5 plus whatever my sewing allowance will be, maybe 1 or 2 inches. Then basically that is what I will just use. So I will fold. The fold should be maybe around 12 to 13 inches. So whatever your measurement is, you divide it by 4. Whatever it will give you, add your sewing allowance to it. That is what you are going to use to fold. So I'm just trying to adjust my folding, and to be sure that it's enough, it will accommodate it. Also, the length. Now for this type of gown also, it depends on the type of length you want. You make sure your fold is enough to go around the highest part, then you measure the length. So I will just adjust the dress, fold it well, and be sure that the length is what I want. I'll come back to tell you what we are going to do next. Alright, at this point I'm done folding. So let me just do my reference line. That is, this line is, the purpose of this line is to be sure that I'm working on a straight line. So from that line, I will go down to the length of my skirt, of my gown, sorry. Now, if you are sewing a short gown, you put the measurement with your sewing allowance at the shoulder and at the hem, which is the hem allowance. For example, if your short gown is 40, then you can measure maybe 41.5 or 42, so that the extra 1.5 or extra 2 inches will serve as the allowance. And if you are sewing a long gown, you want it long, just put whatever measurement. So after doing that, the next thing is my shoulder to my waist, which is the half length. That is what I'm drawing now. That's the line. Then I will measure I will mark out my hem line as well. I mean my hip line. I will mark out my hip line, and the hip line that for my size is 8 inches below my waist. 8 inches below my waist. For some it is 9 inches. For some that are very tall, maybe 10 inches. But for me it is 8 inches. So that is my shoulder line, my waistline, my hip line. So the next thing is to do my 3 inches, 5 inches, and 1.5 inches standard. You should know me by now. I make sure I do this every time. After doing the shoulder slope, I'll put my back divided by 2, go a little bit down, back divided by 2, I'll join the straight line so that I can mark out my armhole depth. I'll mark out my armhole depth at that point. Then my bust divided by 4. My bust divided by 4. I'll add my sewing allowance. It can be 1 inch, it can be 2 inches. If you are starting new, I will advise you to use 2 inches. Then my curve here, I will come up 1.75 at that point, and I will draw my curve. There is always there are rulers you can use for this curve, but I'm just used to doing it with my free hand. So I'll go to the waist, put my waist measurement divided by 4, and since I'll be adding a straight dart to this gown, I'll add allowance for my dart. Take note, the allowance for my dart, I only added it at this at my waist, because the dart will not get to the bust, so I didn't add it to the bust point, and it will stop before I get to the hip. I will not add it also. Just trying to draw the line at that point. All right, I'll go to my hip line. Hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch allowance, sewing allowance. Hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. I'll connect the lines. Then I'll go to the hemline, which is the length of my dress. I will transfer the measurement at the hip to the lower part of the gown. Sorry, I did not take note that my camera was not capturing here very well. So what I would do is I will connect it, and because I want it pencil, I didn't go straight down. I have explained to you when we were talking about skirts that if you want it straight, you just go straight down. But because I want this gown to be pencil, I went in by 1.5 inches. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. The camera did not capture that point. Alright, I'm just trying to make sure my shape is fine. Just trying to, then the next thing is to cut it out. And I'll be using this front to cut the back. The difference will be the back will have a zipper allowance. That arrow you are seeing is pointing to the fact that I went in by 1.5 inch at that point. Alright, so the next thing now will be to cut out my front, and I'll use it to cut the back. And also I'll be amending the armhole because I want it to be more like a sleeveless. I want it to be sleeveless. Just keep watching, you understand what I am doing. Alright, so this is the front. I already folded the remaining material, and I placed the front on the material. I left 1 inch for my zipper allowance, and not only for the zipper allowance, also for this back slit, because this material is not that stretchy, so I need a back slit, a slit at the lower part of the gown, so that I'll be able to walk well. So I'll just use it to cut it, then I'll do the modification, and I'll show you what I have. I'm trying to transfer the waistline and the hip line so that I'll be able to get my dart at that point on the back. So I'll be marking my darts. You should know how to take your darts. I'll be taking 1 inch, that is ½ inch to the right, ½ inch to the left, and I will join it. If you've been following my lesson, you should know how to do this particular type of dart by now. So I will make sure I transfer it to the other side and also to the back. Now for the neckline, I'll be using 4.5 inches because I want the neck wide, and depth 6 inches, and I'll connect it. The neckline for the back and the front will be the same thing for the back and for the front. Now since it is sleeveless, I have to come in. I came in by 1.25 inches, and I'll just connect it like that so that it can be sleeveless. So let me just cut it, and I'll cut facing. And I'll show you how to sew it. I'll show you how to do the sewing. At this point, I already transferred the dart on the back. You see the dart on both sides. Then also for the front, I have marked the dart for both sides of the front. I've done that. Then let me show you the facing. So I have the facing for the front, and this facing covers both the front. I have the facing for the front and the back, and this is the facing for the front. It covers both the neckline to the armhole, because I'll be using the facing to turn both the neckline and the armhole. Alright, this is the front. Let me show you how the facing will look like. Did you see the facing on it? So I'll be sewing the facing on the neckline and on the armhole. So this facing, it was not like the type of facing we used yesterday. This one covers to the armhole, to the neck, and I will sew it like that. Did you see my hand? That is how I'm going to sew. And I will do that for the back as well. So let's go to the sewing machine so that I can show you what to do. Now the first thing I will do on my sewing machine is to sew my dart. The first thing I will do is to sew the dart. So just keep watch as I will show you how to do this type of dart. I'll fold it so that that center line can be up. Then the two side lines will be together. Did you get it? So that's it. You can now pin it down. You can use your pin to pin it so that it won't shift. Okay, so I'll pick it at the upper parts like this, and I'll take it to my machine. So I'll follow that line. Did you see that chalk? That is where I'm going to follow. Don't forget, you need to back tack when you're starting and when you are ending your dart. So just watch as I will do the sewing. And this is what I will do to the front dart, which is to the right and to the left, and also to the back dart. After doing that, I will use my facing to turn the neckline. I will understitch. You should know what understitching means. So I'll do that. Just keep watching, and I'll come back to show you how to join the shoulder. Also, I need to apologize for using a contrasting color. If I don't use a contrasting color, you will not see what I'm sewing. So that is, please don't, it is not an habit. Make sure you use a matching color for your work. Make sure you use a matching color for your work. I'm using black here because I want you to see what I'm doing. This is how the dart looks at the right side. This is how it looks at the right side. Did you see? So I'll do that for the back as well. Then we'll turn the neck with our facing. So I'm understitching at this point. You should know how to do this by now if you have been following my class. So once I'm through with the neckline, I will do the same thing with the armhole. I'll use the facing to sew the armhole. That is the armhole now. So I'll be sewing it as well, and I will understitch on both sides. And I'll do exactly the same for the back. This part, because I'm trying to enter the shoulder side, it's kind of tight because it is slim, so you just have to be patient and just try to continue with the understitching until you get to the shoulder. So this is what it looks like. This is the armhole. This is what it looks like. So I'll do that. You see the neckline and the armhole. Did you see it? So I'll do exactly the same thing for this side, and I'll do for the back. I'll show you what I have. All right, I'm done, and I have ironed it. This is what it looks like. Trying to lay it. You see, this is the back. This is the back. Trying to, so that I can capture it well. And then I already joined the zipper allowance. I already joined that part also. Trying to see whether my camera is capturing it well. All right, this is the back. This is what it looks like. Did you see it? Did you see it? So at this center, that is where I'll put my zip. I'll put my zip. Then the lower part, the slits, I'll open it up at that point. And this is the front. This is what the front looks like. You see the neckline, you see the armhole. So the next thing is let me show you how to do the joining. I'll put the front down. I'll put the back on top. I want to join the shoulder first before joining I want to show you how to join the shoulder before I now put my zipper. You see, did you see my hand inside that facing? I will use it to pick the front, and I will make sure the front enters like this. Did you see it? I hope you get what I am trying to do. So I'll make sure the four are together and I will just sew it. So that's what I'm going to do for the right and for the left. I'm trying to show you everything is in together in each other, and I'll sew. So after sewing, this is what I have. Did you see it? I've not joined the sides. I just want to show you how it looks like the shoulder. So I'll just join the sides. I will open the back slits, and my gown, my pencil gown, is ready. This is the side. This is the back. Sorry, this is the back. Did you see the back? That is the center back. That's the center back where my zipper will be. And if you are sewing a stretchy material, you don't need a zipper. You might not necessarily put a zipper. So this is where I'll do the joining, the side joining, and I'll make sure it is okay. All right, that is basically what I have for you today. I hope you have learned something. If you have any question for me, drop it in the comment section, and I'll see you tomorrow, which is day 27 of our 30 days free sewing class. Bye for now.